Hi, my name is Jackie Lee Price and welcome to Shadowboxruk.
Mr. Qais.
Let me just turn the phone for you.
Yes.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Just fasting and training at the same time.
Yeah. Is that wise?
It's tough. In terms of wise, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, haven't you?
Yeah.
I had my first session today, to be honest. In terms of S&C with McFarlane, Ricky McFarlane Training Systems, and it was tough. But like I say, I've got an hour, just over an hour to go before I can eat, so I'm fine right now.
I was going to say, do you not try and sort of work it after you finish fasting? What time do you normally do? Is it 12 hours? 24 hours?
I know I'll have to count up the exact amount of hours, but like for example today, the fast closed about 4:45 or half
Right.
3, and then it opens at 8:30. So however long that is, but it's a pretty long fast. But yeah, what a lot of people do is train right before the fast opens.
Right.
For whatever reason, maybe because you've got less fat on your body and burns the fat sort of thing. But yeah, I think we're planning from now on to have a little session after the fast is open. But today was a one-off. I trained at, I think it was 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So all day I've been sat on my ass all day after that.
And we all.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll keep threatening to go out today, but I've been stuck in front of the computer.
You know what? As nice as the weather is, it does drain you, doesn't it? The sun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So how's the family doing, and how have you been doing under quarantine?
Yeah, everyone's been good. Quite family orientated anyway, so being at home, don't get me wrong, I am normally out quite a lot with the lads or with the missus and all that sort of stuff, but it wasn't a huge change being at home, and especially with, as you might know yourself, a lot of boxers kind of live this lifestyle anyway when they're in camp, so it's similar to being in camp. Especially when you can't go out for the bad foods, I guess. But yeah, it's been all right. It's not been too bad at all.
So you've recently married, haven't you? How is that working out, having to spend that much time together as newlyweds?
Well, you say recently, but I've been married for now a year and a half.
Oh, okay. I thought it was only that year.
So yeah, like I say, it's normal. We do, get each other's nerves from time to time, but that's sort of what a relationship's about sometimes.
Yeah. So, Angel's been telling me that you guys have obviously just joined up, and I was just wondering how did that happen? Did you stalk him like Anthony Joshua? Or...
No, weirdly enough, to be honest, me and Angel, I think when I kind of first realised that he's training Sultan and stuff like that, I used to see him on Instagram, and I always liked the way he coached, and the sort of coach he is, and especially the positivity that he brings with his coaching, and just in if you look at his posts and stuff. But yeah, I kind of messaged him a long time ago. We got talking. Like this must have been about a year and a half ago, maybe even longer. And we always had that mutual respect. Like whenever I'd like his videos, I'd say to him, listen, on a private message, I'm loving the videos, keep doing what you're doing. It's beautiful work. And the same when I won my fights and all that sort of stuff, he'd message me saying, listen, you're doing brilliant, all this sort of stuff. And he goes, love my style, all of that. But then from there, kind of, like I say, when we were talking, I always said to him a year and a half ago, if I ever do decide on changing coaches, and he knew then I had no intention of moving. As I said to him, if I ever do decide to move, then he's the first person I'm going to come and train him, come and try out. And that's exactly what I did. I stuck to my word. I went to see him as soon as I had any doubts in terms of training, and literally by the end of the session, you can ask him yourself. He was taking my gloves off. One session in, taking my gloves off, and said to him, "So, when do I start?" It was simple as that. It was easy as that.
To be honest, you're not the first person that said that. I think Charles Frankham said it as well. Was just like, "Yes, thank you. I'll have some of that."
Yeah, we were talking about Charles. I just remembered him. So obviously, I like to be quite I do my research on people before I'm making decisions. And I thought I'd message Charles actually, and Charles said the exact same thing as I felt. And what he said was, he goes, "Qais, you see him on Instagram, and you think, wow, he's a great coach, but wait till you work with him." And that's exactly how I felt. And once you actually work with him, you realise that the stuff he puts on Instagram and the posts, it's not even half of how good he really is. Because when you actually work face to face and in a session, you know how technical and how smart his brain really is.
And that's massive praise, because let's be fair, you've been on the GB podium squad, you've been around the world, you know, you've been around fantastic coaches. You know what you're talking about, don't you?
Yeah, I always say this as well. Like, I have been, like you said, I boxed for GB for 8 years. I boxed all around the world. I had my first fight for England when I was, I think, 13 years old. So I've had, you know, I'm a very good amateur background, and I've been around the world, not just with seeing amateur coaches, but pro coaches as well. I've worked with quite a few of the pro coaches. But yes, as soon as I worked with Angel, I knew he had something that, you know, like you said about Charles, I want a bit of.
So you started off your career though, didn't you, with Nigel Travis and Kelvin Travis? I mean, what you had that win, and then what kind of prompted you to move on?
There was a few things we spoke about, and a few little things in camp as well. But one major thing for me was, first of all, just being in the camp environment, because I was kind of the only boxer there at the time. And don't get me wrong, Kelvin and Nigel, brilliant coaches, two of the best coaches I've worked with in my whole career. But yeah, first thing was first. I'm used to that GB sort of setup where we're all training side by side and working hard and pushing each other, and, you know, helps you work that extra little mile. And that was kind of the main thing. But yeah, like I say, the most important thing is that we did leave on good terms. Once lockdown's over, I plan on going to see, because my plan was firstly to see him in person, then have a proper chat with him. But because of the lockdown, it ended up being over the phone. But I have every intention of going to see him when the lockdown's over. And, you know, like I say, we've left on very good terms.
I mean, that's a lovely way to do it, actually. Just pop in and say thank you.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I mean. Like I said, that was my intention at the start, but because of the lockdown, because I think it was a week into the lockdown that it all happened, and I still not had the opportunity to go down. But like I say, as soon as I do get the opportunity, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go see the lads, and, you know, have a nice chat, and, you know, say my goodbyes in a way.
So it was November that you fought, and it was a super. So let's get this right. It's the WBA Continental Super Bantamweight.
Yeah.
It's long, isn't it? Title.
Oh yeah, no.
Fantastic fight though, against your old nemesis.
Try to say that again 5 times.
Oh, right, okay. Fantastic fight though. Oh, delicious.
Against like I said, an amateur rival, someone that I boxed.
Yeah.
It was 4 or 5 times in the amateurs.
Yeah.
And we had a great rivalry because he was a very credible opponent. This is what people don't realize, because first things first, as a pro, he was, I think, 18-1 when I boxed him.
It was 18-1.
It was my 8th fight. It was.
Yeah.
Secondly, he'd been through the same route as me in the amateurs. He'd boxed for GB for years. We boxed side by side in a GB team. And like I say, while I was on GB, we boxed 3-4 times, or however many times we boxed. But he was a very credible opponent because he had an excellent amateur career. Very long. I couldn't even tell you how many fights he had, because he was boxing before I even turned senior. He was a senior. He boxed in the Commonwealth Games in Delhi before he boxed in Glasgow. Before I boxed him. So he had a very extensive amateur career, won countless national titles. And I remember when I first turned senior as an amateur, he was kind of one of Scotland's main boys, because he was winning everything. And that just shows what sort of ability he had and what sort of fighter he was. But yeah, I went out there. Did what I had to do, got the tactics perfect, and got a great win to win my first title.
I tell you what, one of the things was how, and I'm guessing, not to undo any of you know, the work that's been done with you as a pro, but you just seemed so comfortable, ridiculously comfortable in the ring. I mean, you got your precision of your shots, you're just loose, and you're just like, it's all really delicious. It's great to watch, to be fair. Yeah. There was no question in that. I was just saying it.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's important to be relaxed, because as soon as you tense up, it's when your body starts working harder and you start getting tired even quicker. But yeah, and I've always been quite a relaxed fighter anyway. That's kind of what you know, got me to the places I've in the amateurs as well. Like got me to the Olympics, being relaxed, having good footwork. Being that sort of fighter, and, you know, and I believe that as a pro, you don't need to fully change everything from the amateurs. You do adjust. You have to adjust in certain ways because you've got more rounds to do the longer distance. But you don't change everything, and the stuff that's worked for you, you do keep on. But you add to your arsenal. That's what me and Angel plan to do.
I tell you what, I mean, I was just like, this kid isn't even out of first gear, really. He's enjoying himself. The distance, you can really judge your distance well, and your delicious hand speed. Let's just talk about that for a second. Okay. You're just one of those kids that I think are a joy to watch. And then when you dropped him in the third round, it was like almost like it was a joy after that. It was all pleasure. No disrespect to your opponent, but
No,
it was you look so confident in there.
Yeah, like I say, it was a good performance because people seem to not think I can punch until they get in the ring with me. Reason being, it has took me a few fights to adjust the pro game anyway. And now finally, I think for my 5th or 6th fight, I finally started settling in where I'm not too erratic. I'm not trying to knock everyone out, but people are going down. And that's very important because, like I say, it's just some little small adjustments. I do keep moving my feet, but you got to know when to plant and when to throw your shots more firm. And I'm getting used to that. And I think people realise that as much as they may think that I'm not a huge puncher, people every time I spar, people tell me how hard I punch. That's with big gloves on. So when I've got small gloves on and they get in the ring, they'll start noticing.
And you're looking now at moving on and bigger names like is it Brad Foster? You don't seem phased about sort of. I've read somewhere that you've said, listen, they've got 2 arms, 2 legs.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. Simple as that. Like I say, I know I train hard. I know, I've got an amazing coach behind me as well. Got great S&C people now, and I've got everything covered, and I know I'll put the hard work in. So I'll be 100% ready when them fights happen. And like I say, I always said from the start, even with not just me, but all the rest of the Olympians as well, from Rio that turned over, as long as we're ready, as long as we're used to the rounds and we know how to do the rounds properly, then the world's our oyster. And I'm at that stage now where I've had a 10 rounder now, even though it went 7 rounds. Fight before that, I had an 8 rounder. And yeah, I'm ready to push on. And funnily enough, I was telling someone yesterday, I've got a habit after my fights. I go sit down with Eddie and just see what he thinks with Eddie Earn. Just to see what, how he thought the performance went and what's coming up next. I think for the last 3 fights, he said the exact same thing to me, and which is, Qais, you're too good for this level. But we have to go through them levels though, because that's that's boxing, as you know. But he goes, you're too good for this level. We're going to start pushing you up more. And like I say, in the immediate future, we do want that Foster fight. I want to win them the British and Commonwealth title and from him. And like I say, it's all a journey. And the tough thing about a Foster fight is that he's with Frank Warren, so it could be a bit harder to make the fight. But we're ready for whatever. And if we can't make that fight, we're ready to move up to the European level because, as Eddie said himself, I'm too good for this level.
I mean, when you talk about the levels, though, I mean, what is lovely about it is, you have to kind of make that adjustment. But you've been on the undercard of some massive, fights, haven't you? I mean, that in respect must be a real massive buzz for you and a hat tip because they are putting you on those cards, undercards, I should say.
Yeah, I've been on some great undercards, but to be honest with you, in terms of crowds and all that sort of stuff, it doesn't really faze me because people forget I've boxed in the Olympics and the Commonwealths, amazing crowds all around the world, boxing and with amazing crowds. But I've also boxed in crowds where there's no one there in the countries like, for example, I don't know, I boxed in Romania or Macedonia once. There was hardly anyone there. It was an international tournament. But yeah, the reason I mentioned that is going to the whole behind closed doors fights that they're talking about now. I'm all up for that because the rest of the Olympians that are good friends of mine, they say the same. We've done it time and time again. Whether there's a crowd there or not, we know in our heads we've got the same job to do. We're more than willing to fight behind closed doors if that's what needs to happen and to keep us busy. So so that's another thing. We're ready to go.
It's not bothering you at all, is this?
Oh, like I said, thank God I've had all these experiences from the amateurs, and it's built me to be the way I am now.
Yeah. And so what will happen though? So you're up in Leeds, aren't you?
Yeah.
So will you go to Loughborough and sort of set up camp there, or how will that work?
So the plan is, I think Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday, I'll be in Loughborough and I'll be home on the weekends back to Leeds. Which it's a lot better for me, to be fair, because if Angel was still in Surrey or London, it's
Yeah.
a lot further of a distance, and Loughborough's about an hour and 40 from me, which isn't too bad at all compared to having to drive 3-4 hours.
But like you said, you're used to that setup, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I love that whole camp environment because it does push me harder myself. And as you know yourself, we've got some great kids on the team. Charles Frankham, O'Hara Davis, Sultan Zorbeck, all very hardworking lads. And that, I believe, will push me even further because I'm one of them people. On a run, I want to be first. SMC, I want to be the strongest. Sparring, I want to be the best, you know? And I believe that's a lifestyle and that's the way to be.
And it sounds like everybody has that attitude that you've got. So I bet that makes that it will make the sessions really kind of exciting. Yeah,
definitely. Like I said, that's the great thing about having these the great set of lads that we do, that we will definitely push each other harder and harder because we all will have that same mentality. And I believe that's important in a camp to bring the best out of people.
So you're on a WhatsApp group. I've heard, is it true, Charles Frankham is the naughtiest on there?
You know what? He has to take that prize. He's definitely the naughtiest on there, without a doubt. But there's a few of them, though. But he's definitely Charles number one in terms of that.
You know what makes me laugh about that, though? He looks so innocent, doesn't he?
He is. That's exactly what it is. He's only a baby. He's all really. How old is he now? 20? 19?
Gosh, I think 19.
He's only a baby.
Has he just... Yeah, he's a little baby.
But like I say, he's only a baby. But yeah, he's definitely the naughtiest. But he keeps always saying the best.
Yes, I've heard. I won't mention some of the stuff on here, but I did hear it. His dad as well. So, in terms of, do you watch or have you watched The Golden Contract? O'Hara, McKenna, who do you have and why?
Sorry, I went off for a second. I heard you say Golden Contract.
Yeah, I think I was saying the McKenna, you know, The Golden Contract, the McKenna.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm trying to like bend my feet. So I'm getting too comfortable. The McKenna Davies fight, the finals of The Golden Contract. Who have you got winning? And
first things first, I'm going to say O'Hara anyway because he's part of my camp now, isn't he? But I'm not just saying that for no reason, because I genuinely thought, I've got a lot of respect for McKenna. I think he's a great lad. You know, he's a good fighter as well. And without bad mouthing him, I thought he lost his last fight. Which, like you say, was a lot of people's opinion. So it's not like I'm just, you know, being biased towards O'Hara. But yeah, I believe Mamoon kind of showed how to beat McKenna in a way. Stay right on his chest, and I believe O'Hara is a bigger puncher than Mamoon as well. So for me, for them two reasons there, I believe O'Hara wins, and I'm sure, like as you know yourself, Angel will have the perfect game plan, and he'll do his research, and he'll know exactly how to tackle that fight as well.
What's interesting is I was saying to Angel that I've read somewhere that Mamoon is contesting the fight. I mean, what a cracking bout, though. That fight would be between Mamoon and Davis, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be a great fight. Because for me, from the start of the tournament, Mamoon was the danger.
Yes.
And as you know yourself, he had the experience. He had, you know, box world champion, all that sort of stuff. So he was definitely the danger man. And for me, kind of showed that the last fight, even though you know on the decisions he didn't get it, but he showed that the last fight, his work rate was unbelievable. He didn't stop. He did not stop. And that just showed the sort of fighter he is. And yeah, but if that fight does happen and the decision gets overturned, that'll be a very interesting fight, because like you say, Mamoon won't take a backward step. Well, yeah, he might change his tactics because he can box, but O'Hara can punch, and that's what, you know, that's the danger about anyone who's facing O'Hara, because he is a very big puncher.
What's interesting of what you've just said then is that Mamoon was a danger man. That's what I was hearing when I was going out on the circuit and I was filming people. That's what I was hearing from professional boxers, amateur boxers. Everyone was just like, that's the one. that like, boy, we're not really feeling that one.
I'm one of them guys. I'd like to think I know my boxing. I do a bit of research myself. I watch a lot of boxing, and I knew of Mamoon before that tournament. So straight away when I seen him on there, I thought this is a tough test for anyone. And as you say yourself, he showed that again and again. Even though, like I say, in his first fight, he actually got put down, but he came back to win it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, I do my research before anyway. And like I say, I knew of Mamoon before, because I know a lot of the French boxers through like the international scene anyway. I knew Mamoon from there. And yeah, like I say, he was definitely the danger man for me.
So I'm going to ask you a bit of a controversial question now. So you were on Team GB with Fowler. Yeah. There's been a little bit of Twitter beef between him and O'Hara Davis. Is this real? Is this to whip up a fight?
I'll tell you one thing. The beef is real. And I know that because, like I say, O'Hara is my teammate now. So obviously, we talk on the group and stuff. And Fowler's a very good friend of mine through the GB team. And we talk as well. But in terms of to make a fight, that fight ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
They're not the same way. Not nothing. It is like, you know, it is real. I can tell you for a fact that the beef is real. And the things that are being said, you know, they're really, there's some spite behind it, you know. But like I say, that fight won't ever happen. So there's no point even anyone commenting on the fight or how it'd go. So, you know.
But I'm talking also about so are you a little bit like that? Because there's one camp saying that Anthony Fowler is being racist when he brings in colour into the argument, and other people saying no, he's not racist. I mean, yeah. How you know him?
Yeah, like I say, I'll be honest with you. I definitely was like that because I know Fowler. I've known him for a long time, and first things first, if he was racist, I won't be one of his best mates. Without being, you know, rude or anything. And I'll be honest with you, Fowler's, in my opinion, and I know this from experience, he's not a racist. I believe the comments were taken out of context. But at the same time, if you didn't see the full conversation, you can definitely understand why O'Hara got that impression and why other people got that impression. But at the same time, me knowing Fowler, I'd tell people he's not a racist. It's out of context. But like I say, it's one of them, because when you just see the comment and someone says screenshot the comment to send you, or something like that's happened, and you don't see the rest of the conversation, it does come across as Fowler might be making a statement rather than being sarcastic about something.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the full.
But
to be honest,
that's my opinion. Like I say, that's my opinion from knowing Fowler.
Yeah.
I've known him for over 8 years, really, because we boxed on GB for 8 years, but I knew him from the amateurs anyway. And me and him have always, you know, had a great relationship. You know, we've always had a lot of love for each other. And if the case was that he was racist, then I guess it wouldn't be that way.
I think it was just bringing in the word black boy,
rather
than boy, just boxer.
Yeah, like I say, but you got to remember at the same time that people make mistakes. And you got to not let it slide, because he got a lot of stick for it. But next time he'll know not to use certain terms, just because, like I say, it does make him look very bad, especially being in the public eye. As much as like I say, because I know him, I know he didn't mean it in any way. But in the public eye, when someone sees that, they're going to jump straight on it, and he needs to definitely be more careful in his wording.
I think one of the things about social media, both sides of the coin, because I haven't seen the full story, but I think from yesterday it was getting a little bit too nasty between the two of them, and then I was like, is this real? Is this not real? So yeah, I think both of them need to take the foot off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah, I think they both finally have now, to be honest. I mean, we went on for a couple of days, innit? But yeah, I think they both kind of, you know, left it now, and I'm glad, because I was kind of in the middle, because they're both my mates.
It's tough, actually. Yeah. So in terms of you're still doing your training and stuff, how does that work? Are you doing it via Skype or with Angel?
Yeah, so with Angel and with Ricky, the S&C coach.
Sorry, yeah, I keep forgetting Ricky. Sorry, Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky as well. Yeah, so with Angel, obviously, I've been doing FaceTime sessions, but mainly technical stuff. And that was the last couple of weeks. But obviously Ricky's on board now as well. So I had my first S&C session with him today as well. With Ricky, it's been over Zoom, the Zoom app. We've been talking and doing sessions over that. And with Angel, it was over FaceTime in the boxing gym. But like I say, with Ramadan coming up now, it'll probably be a bit less frequent. But I'll still be training. I'm planning on doing at least 2 to 3 sessions a week with Ricky and wherever I can with Angel as well.
What have you learned about yourself during this quarantine time?
About myself? I need to stay out the fridge, I'm joking. No. To be fair, I'm not too bad. Like I say, because it's Ramadan now, I ain't got a choice anyway. But yeah, in terms of what I've learned, first things first, that even if I'm stuck at home, I can still train. Because I'm really not used to that, because I like to be in a gym. But I've been getting by. I've been doing what I need to do. And on top of that, I don't know. I like to say I can do chores, but I'm terrible.
No,
I stay away as much as possible. Should be drying the
I bet that's your training time, isn't it? As soon as the chores start, you do
I've got
a
training in 2 minutes. No, you know what?
Yeah, nice.
I've got a new one. When she goes, oh, you need to do this for me, do that for me. Oh, I've got an Insta Live in a little while.
Yeah.
That's it. Get me out of it.
She's gonna see this.
She's probably watching now, to be honest.
Yeah, so I think you'll have to think of another excuse. I bet you're really buzzing though, aren't you? To try and get back in with the boys and back to training.
Because like what you got to remember, because it's a new culture, it's a whole new setup, and I'm very excited for that anyway. And I was like, even though I knew Ramadan was coming up, my plan was, if the whole lockdown didn't happen, to get in the gym in April in Loughborough, because we were meant to be in Loughborough by April. But yeah, it slowed everything down a lot. But yeah, I'm still very excited to get the whole setup and the training with the new team, getting there as soon as possible.
Have you got any tips for anyone on how to sort of manage, as you were saying, that you're kind of used to the isolation, used to camp? Have you got any for any of the viewers as to how to sort of stay focused during a difficult period?
So first things first, for me, the toughest part of the lockdown is mentally. And as you've seen yourself, there's fighters out there that do struggle, they have their own demons, and, thank the Lord I haven't. But I think the most important thing with that is just keeping yourself busy. Like, for example, I've been doing for the last 4 days, I've been doing a little Instagram live series with different fighters. I had Amir Khan on, I had Billy Dib, I had Ramla Ali on, another young prospect, Hamza Shiraz. The last 2 were J. Rock Williams and J. Leon Love. So I had some great people on, and that kind of kept me busy and kept my mind, away from just that state of having nothing to do and overthinking. And that it's important for people to keep busy for them reasons, because mentally in situations like this, that your mind can be your worst enemy. But yeah, like I say, you just got to keep positive and keep training, because there's a lot more things you can do than you realise. Like for me, for example, I bought a bike 2 weeks ago. That's been my new little bit of cardio. It has. Yeah, there's loads of things you can do, even though you're stuck at home. It's not like you can't go outside your front door. But yeah, as much as you have to be careful, you can go out your front door, go for a run, go for a walk in the park, or do whatever makes you happy, because there's definitely still ways to get around it and do them things, just to keep your body right and your mind right at the same time.
That's nice advice. Do you know what I thought you were going to say? I bought a dog.
You know what? My missus has got a dog outside, so I don't need to buy one.
I've seen people with dogs, and I'm like, you didn't have a dog before, I'm sure.
No, there's one outside. I was training today actually with Ricky, and what we were doing, running on the spot, high knees. Like, tried to jump on me, didn't it? Ricky's like laughing. I had to put it in this little shelter for a little while, for half an hour while I trained.
Oh, bless you.
And it's not a little dog. It's an Akita as well, so it's a big dog. I saw it from the corner of me, running at me. I thought, God's sake.
I had an ambition of it being a little tiny thing, just yapping.
No, it was a big dog.
Oh, it's
I could see it from the corner of my eye, eyeing me out. And 2 seconds later, it came for me. I thought, right, get it in there, get it locked up.
You sound like you're in a good place.
No, definitely. Yeah, I think it's important to be that way as well. And thankfully, you know, me being a Muslim, that helps a lot as well because I'm praying 5 times a day. It's Ramadan anyway, which is a very religious and peaceful time. And yeah, I think these things are really keep my spirits up because even with all this lockdown going on, I'm a firm believer that, you know, God upstairs has the best of plans and everything happens for a reason. And I believe that's important again for your mental state because it keeps your head right and makes you realise, you know, it makes you think outside the box and gives that bigger picture, you know. But
you're a good role model. You're a good role model.
I try. I do my best.
Yeah, very nice. Well, just wishing you all the best. Keep your chin up. I'm looking forward to it. I've been invited to Loughborough.
Yeah, I was watching your last live, by the way, and he got 2 chins out, didn't he?
What's that?
What's the coach called? The Hodgson coach.
Oh, Sam.
Sam, yeah, I saw him when he said the same thing to him. He got 2 chins out, didn't he? Bless him. He's a character.
I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him you said that.
Oh, watch him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, I will be up in Loughborough as soon as this is all over. But yeah, just stay positive, keep well, hope your family stay well, and thank you so much.
No, and same for you. You know, that's the most important thing. You know, enjoy family time because sometimes you don't get as much family time as, you know, you realise when life goes back to normal. So enjoy the time.
Yeah. Wise words, my friend. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. And I'll speak to you soon when you come down to Loughborough.
Yeah, I will do. All right, take care.
God bless. Take care.
If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber of Shadowboxruk UK, we'd love to see you. So please go ahead and subscribe now.